long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
So I can't credit anybody else but Orange Grove with this scoop. It's from the Mickey blog, and apparently Disney is making a major announcement ahead of markets opening, and they're doing their earnings call ahead of markets opening on the 7th of May. So this is after the Sith, Tales of the Sith comes out, all right? And the boys over at Orange Grove have been asking out loud, what is this about? And they think it's about a new CEO being named. I'm not going to venture that far because I think they've been going slowly, probably too slowly for some people, but after what happened with Bob Chapek, they really have to be happy with what they've chosen as far as who they've chosen as far as CEO. It could be a change of studio heads. It could be a merger with another company or another company investing with the Walt Disney Company. Okay, but this is a big deal, and I want you guys to understand that Disney does this rarely, and only when they've got something really big and important to announce. Now, I think the idea of naming a new CEO is maybe the right track. I think a lot of people are starting to think that. We really only have 2 weeks to this, okay? So, but I want you guys to get used to the idea that it might be something different too, okay? And the only reason why I say that is I'd be very shocked that they're ready to name a new CEO. This is Dana Walden. She has a lot of studio experience. This is Alan Bergman. He does as well. Dana Walden does TV. This is Josh D'Amaro. He is the head of the parks. This is James Pitaro, the head of ESPN. And Bob Iger has really taken a lot of crap for not naming a CEO. And I think rightly so. He's just coming off of a very bad proxy war, bloodied, battered, and bruised. And I think if I was a betting person, I would say naming a new CEO or co-CEOs or CEO and president may be in the works. And my money would be on Josh D'Amaro. He's more customer orientated. He faces the customer. So you got to think about that. Okay. What else could it be? Where is Disney really hurting right now as far as content goes, producing decent content? Of course, we know they've cut back on streaming content. But where have they been missing out on profits? The idea that Disney Plus would be profitable by 2024, it's 2024. And I don't see that happening. I think they've only got like 1 or 2% of the streaming market. But look, Netflix is a juggernaut. And yesterday on Sci-Fi for Me, Cameron was talking to Jason, and I do agree with them that having a streaming channel, instead of being able to sell what you're creating to Netflix, was not a good business model. But the fact of the matter is, when you think about it, what else could they have done? It would inhibit, I think, the studio's chances to really create spin-offs and widen the scope of their IPs, I think, if they had to sell shows like The Mandalorian and Loki. Okay, so let's talk about this further.
I was at the movies.
Keeping with the trusty adage, starve a cold, disgust a fever.
That one just drew a pentagram on the floor and chanted, I summon thee 3 times.
Urinal cakes? I don't believe this. All these years, the doyenne of Seattle's elite, looking down her nose at everyone in sight. She owes it all to this. She's managed to have her urinal cake and eat it too. Hello, Marta. Like to speak to Maris. Oh, why not? Ah. She's in the final level of her guru's serenity training, the week-long vow of silence, day 6. No, Marta, that's all right. She doesn't have to come to the phone. Just give her this message. I've flushed out her family secret. Hello, Maris.
But there are other possibilities here. It could be another company investing in Disney to diversify its portfolio and pump up its shares. And I think that would help Disney a lot. Again, they're not putting this out there if it's bad news, okay? They're going to hold it back. They're going to hold that back till maybe even after the markets close. Okay, so what could it be? Let's talk about it. It could be Apple buying shares in Disney or buying a stake in Disney because Apple's stock has fallen. The iPhone's now number 2. And, look, the bloom has worn off the apple blossom. You know what I'm saying? So, in some ways, it's probably a theory that holds water, okay? Probably a theory that holds water. And I think that Apple and Disney are a good mix. But I also think Apple, taking over one of the studios, Lucasfilm, is also a good connection because Apple's had a connection through Steve Jobs with George Lucas. I mean, George Lucas sold him Pixar. Or no, he made Pixar and then Lucasfilm bought it and then they sold it back or something like that. So this is the head of Pixar Studios. Is he leaving? Is there going to be an announcement of him leaving? After all, he was the one that greenlit Buzz Lightyear, which was a disaster of biblical proportions, okay? I mean, and they just have been off mark for the longest time. Maybe he sees it. Maybe he's reined in his wokesters. Maybe some of them are gone. I don't know, but it's one of those things where you got to wonder, is it a studio head leaving? Okay. And considering how bad Lightyear did, I would not be surprised. Maybe there's a whole upheaval coming up for all the studios, and they're reorganizing the studios under one person. That would be kind of crazy, a lot of work. Kevin Feige, need I say how badly Marvel's doing? Now, again, Marvel got rid of Victoria Alonso. And I think she's probably one of the biggest reasons why Marvel started to fail. She's an idiot. Feige let her do whatever she wanted. Okay. That's a weak leader. Okay. That is a very weak leader. But his record does not warrant kicking him out yet. Okay. He still may have a few tricks up his sleeve, even though I think that if Ike Perlmutter was still there, that Feige would be gone. Because Perlmutter doesn't like anything they're doing with Marvel. Then we have Kathleen Kennedy, who has been persona non grata at Lucasfilm for almost a year now. Her last movie offering, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, may be the biggest box office flop in movie history. Not Harrison Ford's fault. It took them too long to get a decent script, and when they did get a script they wanted to shoot, she casts Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and what she wanted was a takeover of the franchise by a woman. And they ended up having to reshoot a lot of it, of course, because Kathy is, misreshoot and spending more money than they can afford to. Okay. And now she's got The Acolyte coming out. And if there's just, the fact of the matter is when you look at Matt Bellany talking about her not being woke, and I'm not sure I buy that. Actions speak louder than words. Look at Matt Bellany. She's incompetent. Her husband posts weird stuff from Taylor Swift lyrics on his Instagram account. You've got Screen Rant and the direct, white knighting her through using Matt Bellany, saying she's not woke, but implying she's incompetent. Okay. There's too much going on at Lucasfilm for me to ignore it. Is it possible they're announcing she's leaving? Is it a big enough announcement for them to say, before the markets open, that Kathleen Kennedy is no longer at Lucasfilm? I don't know. I'm gonna get up early that morning. I'm gonna have my coffee. I'm gonna have my breakfast, and I'm gonna be listening to what Iger has to say because, hey, May the 4th, we've got Tales of the Sith coming out. There are a lot of other announcements coming. And I think that it's going to be very interesting going forward. But the 7th of May may be giving us a resolution to a lot of this shit. Or we may not hear a word. And again, we'll be in what the hell is going on at Lucasfilm mode. Okay. But I thought this is a really great scoop by Orange Grove, and I salute the guys over there. Good job, boys. So, I'll give you guys updates if I hear any things, if Cameron hears anything from Sparrow. Maybe Raven will jump in and say something. Anyway, I gotta go. This is Steph signing out. See you around the galaxy.